Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is the double half hitch knot, which creates a horizontal line of knots, which is quite good for dividing up sections of whatever you're doing. So on my dowel now, I've got 4 strings attached, folded in half and attached with lark's head knots, so that gives me 8 working strings. Little tip, to stop them sliding off a piece of dowel, I've just put a couple of rubber bands on to just stop them moving too far that way or that way. And again, I'm going to attach it to the top of my clipboard here because that gives me a bit more security. So with a half hitch, half hitch knot, I'm going to show you the double half hitch, which consists of 2 half hitches. Your first string on the left hand side is always your guide string. That's going to create your pattern. So your guide can either go horizontally or it can go diagonally, depending on how you want your row of knots to go. So I'm going to have mine horizontally, so I'm going to have my guide string going horizontally along the top of my work like that. So string 2 is actually my first working string, and I'm going to stick with calling it first working string and the other second, third, etc. from now on. So you take your first working string and you go up and round and loop under your horizontal cord to create a knot like that. Very simple. And you pull it up to the top and it creates almost what I'd call a bead. Then you simply do that again. So that's a half hitch. This is the double half hitch. So you make a loop around this is your guide cord. You go under that and over that, and then you just pull it. And as you pull it up, you're creating a double knot. So that's quite secure now. So it'll have 2 little vertical bars around your guide cord. So that was your first working string. So we're going to your second working string and we're going to do the next. So it goes around your guide cord, then back through the loop it's created for itself. And then that's your first part of your half hitch, and then you just do it again and that becomes your double half hitch. And if you keep your working string horizontal, or your guide string horizontal and your working string vertical, it creates these 2 bead-like shapes. Just shove them along with your thumb a bit if they're a bit. Okay, it's along the guiding string. Number 4, and then you just work your way all the way along. So what you end up eventually is a string of knots that are fairly vertical. Mine have gone a bit straight at the end, but remember this is only knotted string. Troubleshooting macrame is very easy, just undo the knots. So I'm going to take those 2 knots back and see if I can get a better result. So this is your guide string has now come to the other end of your work. If you wanted to work another row of knots underneath this one, you would take your guide string would be the most left-handed one, and you'd work along the same way. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to undo these last 2 knots and then I'm going to work along this, and then I'll pop a photograph of the result on the end.